All right, guys, this is episode 22 with Witney Branting with Assist2Sell. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Oh no, the helicopter's coming back.
Here comes the helicopter.
Is this going to be too loud?
I don't think so.
Well, we'll just leave it.
We'll just go with it. I mean, you can't stop it,
We are now moved to different locations, so
which is great.
it's
I love
very
it
cool.
here.
Well, you're the first person on this one. I love it.
Love it.
So, first question.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in the industry?
So I've been a licensed real estate agent for 5 years. I was an assistant prior to that for about a year.
Okay.
So, but otherwise, I've kind of been involved in real estate
Yeah.
most of my life.
Oh.
Between my aunt and my stepmom both being in the title industry.
Yes.
And my dad has been in the construction world.
Okay.
I've kind of always
Dabbled in it all.
I've been around it for a long
It's
time.
in your blood.
A little bit.
Do you feel like the assisting really helped your career starting that way?
It did. I'm a pretty quiet person. And it kind of forced me to go out into a world I wasn't really familiar with.
Kind of getting to know these are the
Yeah.
things that you have
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
Yes.
So it definitely kind of helped shape the real estate agent
Yeah.
that I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
Was that one of the driving forces to get into the career?
Not really. I kind of just stumbled into it.
Ooh, I love that. Meant to be.
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, at the time, my husband was starting our third baby, which is our electrical business.
Love
And and he also worked at the mill. So he worked a kind of a crazy schedule, the 4 on 4
While
off.
starting the
Yeah.
business. Wow.
Yep. Yep. So I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I helped some of my friends with their babies. So they would have me watch them on occasions, which I loved. And that's kind of my nature, is being a mom first. And yeah, so with his schedule, I kind of needed to find a career when our youngest got into kindergarten
Yeah.
that would fit around still being a mom.
Yeah.
And little did I know, real estate is a 24-hour job, which is still 100% worth it. And I can work from anywhere,
Yes.
which is great.
Oh, good.
I mean, I sold a house on the Oregon coast last October.
As long as there's internet connection.
Yeah, as
then
long
you're
as I
good.
have internet and
Yep.
phone connection and my clients are okay with it, it's fine.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It is I know, I like that, especially with kids if they're in sports. And how many kids do you have?
2.
Yeah, boys.
Yep.
Yep.
All boys. Yeah.
Do they do all of that sports stuff?
My youngest is more into the sports. Both of them ride dirt bikes, and they kind of dabble in that world a little bit.
It's starting up soon.
Yeah, they did a race a couple weekends ago.
Okay.
It's more of like a hare scramble type style race.
Is that here in town? Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time up at Eric Christensen's track. So it was up there, and it's kind of cross country, and it's a tag team type match.
Oh, that's cool.
So our youngest really wanted to be with his dad.
Oh.
And so he and dad teamed up, and they did phenomenal.
Really?
He did so
Oh,
good.
that's so
He had a goal,
cute.
and he beat it. And
How
then
old is he?
he's 11.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he was out there on a little 65 with all these big guys on these big
Really?
bikes, and yeah, he loved it.
Oh,
he
cool.
loves that world. And then we have a 14-year-old, and he dabbles in it a little bit more. He's my old soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the old bluegrass country and rodeos, and
Does he get the same haircut every time?
I call him Billy Ray. He'll kill me for saying that. But yes, he's
That's
really
funny.
starting to find himself
Oh, that's
being a
cute.
teenager. Yeah.
My son, he just like his dad, they get the same haircut, same style, same everything every time.
I love it. I always call our oldest my husband's broke best friend. Dad's there to buy all the fun things.
You got the wallet? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're my
Isn't that
bestie.
the biggest truth ever?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
But both of my boys have always kind of let them be their own person. Like my youngest has always had long hair. He was called a girl when he was little so many times.
Oh,
His hair is like below his shoulders.
really?
Like he's my little surfer boy.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
Does it get all bleached? blonde
It
with
does.
the
He gets
sun.
so dark in the summertime.
Oh, dark.
Yeah, he gets really dark and then his hair lightens. He learned how to surf behind a boat last year and he learned
Nice.
how to wakeboard and yeah, he's all about
All the
that
fun
world.
stuff. So you guys are super outdoorsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
You said you do a trip every year camping.
Yep. We take a big group of our friends and we go up to the North Fork every summer. Coincidentally, me and my husband both did it as children on the North Fork at different locations.
The same time?
I don't know if it was at
Oh,
the
that
same
would be
time.
funny.
Yes.
Oh, how cute.
But he always had his family had their spot and we had our spot. And
Yeah.
then when we started dating, we started doing it together.
Oh.
And it's just our
Just carry the
trip.
tradition.
Yeah. So we invite our friends and our family and whoever wants to come.
Fun.
We had a huge group of people last year.
Yeah.
It was a little chaotic, but it was fun. Yeah.
Do you like knowing some of these outskirts areas? Because you're from here, right? Originally?
So I was raised, my stepdad was military. So I ended up here in 4th grade.
Got it.
Before that, I was Post
everywhere?
Falls, Bonners Ferry. And then even after that, when I was in high school, I was a couple of different locations. I ended up graduating from Seattle, from
Really?
Silverdale, Washington, over
Holy
on the peninsula.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been all over.
All
the
over.
place. Yeah.
Well, I can say then more outskirts too, I
Yeah.
guess. Have you ever dabbled in like sales over in that area or
No, I try not to get into markets I'm not familiar with. I tried.
like that? Yeah.
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 I have friends that live over there and they'll ask for advice and I could definitely recommend people
Sure.
in those locations that I trust and
Yeah.
can help them. And I can answer some questions, but when it comes to how they structure things, negotiating, it's a totally different
A
ballgame.
whole different realm of knowing
Yeah.
all those.
I try to stick to over here. Like I go as far as Moscow Pullman.
Okay.
I go up to Weippe Pierce. I have gone up as far as Stites.
Okay.
Didn't so much like the drive, but
A little crazy.
it's a little far.
Yes.
Yeah, but Grangeville. I do have a client coming up in down in Mount Home.
Oh yeah. That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
And do you, I mean, with out of towners, how do you kind of coordinate that with them in your, everyday life with the kids and everything? How?
I just find a balance.
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of have to go with the flow with some things. Sometimes dad has to be in charge of things and I just got to go. And sometimes,
Vice versa.
yeah, it just kind of flows.
How long did it take you to find that work-life balance?
I'm still trying to find it.
Not fully.
I haven't found it fully. But I mean, I think finding the time to turn off your phone at a certain time of the night and to put it away, be more present. I typically always make dinner for my kids. Very rarely do we eat out.
That's nice.
I'm kind of a little granola and very particular about
Homemade
what they
Pop-Tarts.
Yes, a little particular about what they eat.
That's good though.
Yeah.
With how things are nowadays,
Yeah,
it's scary.
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
compared to what we ate when we were young. I don't know. Dare paying attention. But
It's playing games.
it's just like the chemicals and all that,
Yeah.
I'm
Just like making homemade Pop-Tarts and realizing the simplicity of them.
yes.
And what goes into it. You don't need all that stuff.
Talking about mayo today, right, Daryl?
Oh, I've made homemade mayo.
It's just like 3 ingredients, but then you look at the bottle and it's just jam-packed full of preservatives and
just to keep it shelf stable.
yeah. Ugh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you dabbled into it, or have you always kind of been in this?
I've always been like, I even made baby food for my boys.
Hmm.
They typically like store-bought baby food. So I didn't really have much of a choice in the matter.
Right.
But I've always been really cautious. And now lately I've been getting more into like the home cleaning, skincare.
Like homemade, like dish
Yeah, just paying more attention to
Yeah.
what chemicals are in the
Yeah.
house and what we're using.
laundry detergent.
Yeah, what's sitting on your skin all day. Yeah, my husband is hugely against lotion, which is so strange to me. But just like dabbling in all of, just
things.
really paying attention to
Yeah.
what's in them.
That's cool. Yeah, I need to be better. Absolutely. Everybody can be better.
Right.
But-
It's always a learning curve.
Yeah. What you're comfortable with. And
Yeah. And a little bit at a time because it's expensive.
oh gosh, yeah. I just even get the organic strawberries.
Right.
Oh, it's too wild.
Yeah. I had a friend tell me, she's like, those have the most pesticides of like almost any fruit on them. And she goes, you should always get organic. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Now I'm
I guess I'm going to pay like
Now I'm there.
$4 extra. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine. All right. So, when you kind of, went out on your own, got licensed, Washington and Idaho.
Yep.
Yep. What were some of the differences from like then to now that are been major in your career?
I think I've found more of like a calm balance. Like I used to get really nervous about contracts and like discussing that with people. And I feel after years of experience, I feel way more comfortable just having a sit down conversation,
Yeah.
just being authentic to myself and just laying it out there for them, being like, this is kind of what it is. And typically it works out. You
Yeah.
always have a couple of difficult situations.
Sure. Hiccups. Absolute. Yeah. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
But with social media, I mean, you're not really much into it in terms of just like, posting it every day and
No.
doing all that. But the amount of stuff that you're still bringing in is just so unique with kind of it being the new thing is, everyone's on social media and stuff. But
Right. Which that's been one thing I've been trained since I kind of got into this, coaching and stuff that we've had come through the office and meetings about putting yourself out there. And I just try to be organic to who I am and let it naturally happen. And last year was a great year for letting that happen and really learning that it's okay and just to let it happen. Like I really got okay with being slow in January and did stuff around my house that I've put off and enjoyed the quietness for a little bit and waited knowing, hey, I'm going to have more stuff pop up. It's fine.
With the change in the market, everyone always tries to prepare. And with the office, was that ever like something you guys talked about before things went crazy of like, what is your strategy or, what are you going to do or...
A lot over the winter, we discussed Washington changed a lot of laws. So we had a lot of meetings in December leading up to those changes,
You guys have
preparing.
a Clarkston office and a Liston office.
Yep, we have 2 offices. I think we're the only ones that have an office in Clarkston.
So that way does that put more pressure on you guys?
I don't think so. We have a pretty large group of people at our office. I think there's 18
I was going to say, yeah, I think.
And so it's nice to be able to spread out a little bit. The Lewiston people can go work at the Clarkston office if they want to. The Clarkston girls come over to the Lewiston office.
So nothing's really like set.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our offices.
Sure.
But yeah, we float, go to different locations, and we try to do, events that are downtown Clarkston and be involved in that scene. And
you guys are super close to the liveliness of downtown.
Yeah.
Would you call that?
Yeah. Yep. There's a couple of fun events that I think we're floating around. There's like the Alive After 5 that's coming up. And then there's the Taste of Downtown.
Yes.
That we've been
with last year, that first one?
I think it was the second.
Second one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. So we open up the office and a bunch of us go over and sit there. And
it's hard to do that on Bryden on the
Yeah.
Lewiston side.
Yeah.
That road is scary. It's awful.
For sure.
I think
that road's a little busy.
pulling into your guys' parking lot, and if the whole parking lot's full, to try to turn around,
Right.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a little
Yeah.
eek.
Just park on the street. You'll be fine.
It'd be fine.
Just park on that little side street. Yeah.
And how long have you been at Assist2Sell?
For all 5 years.
All 5 years.
Yep.
And kind of with everything kind of going on with the new changes, does that put any pressure on you to have to go and look?
Oh,
I don't know if I'm being too forward on that.
no. I'm really comfortable where I'm at.
Good.
I mean, I've had people kind of ask and hint around and ask me questions about it, but I like the location of my office. It works for me and my family. But I also like the family setting that we have at my office. There's people I entrust to, like when I'm on the 10 days when I'm on the North Fork, I'm not reachable. And I have people in my office I trust to assist me with my
Oh,
clients.
good.
Yeah.
Handle all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If, they're out of town and they need somebody, we just swap back and forth and help each other.
Does Assist2Sell have, is it a local, national?
Assist2Sell is a national, but we are locally owned.
Okay.
Debbie Lee is our
Yeah.
broker. Yeah.
Debbie.
Love her.
When I see her on the golf course, I'm just like so intimidated that I can't. If she sees me hit the ball, no, I'm done.
Oh, I've been invited so many times
She's so
to go
good.
golfing, and I'm like, you don't want to see that.
Thank you.
I'm not good at that.
Thank you. So with that, how is it with kind of your, like the whole Assist2Sell? Do they like track like everyone's office and kind of do it that way? And
We've been one of the top offices in the nation for longer than I've been there.
wow.
Yeah. So we're considered a discount brokerage, but we're
Okay.
a full service. So we just don't.
Yeah, what's the difference?
So we just don't charge as much as some of the other offices do.
Got it.
Our rates are 4.5%.
Oh yeah.
That's our standard rate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we're definitely in the market to help people save money in listing their homes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And would that be kind of your most, let me see. Let me try to reword this. Cause like you're very organic in terms of getting the business and all that. Is that just from past clients of selling their house, or
Some of it's friends, family, people I know from the community.
big family?
I try not to work with family too much. Family is definitely considered one of the worst clients for an agent. I have worked with family before and it's been great, but
Sure.
I've also worked with family and it's not great.
Sure.
So it's just a fine line.
Yeah. But finding where I guess your referral base, I guess, goes.
Yeah.
What would be your most?
It's mostly friends, people
Mostly
I know in the
friends, yeah.
community.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think owning a business with my husband on the side also helps.
Because he is in that
Yeah. He's in
world.
He's in the world. yeah.
Yes.
He does tend to go more industrial.
Okay.
So we do a lot more of the industrial side when it comes to the electrical world.
Is that like more like big business?
Not just big business. Heavy industrial's more like the paper mill,
Yeah.
lumber yard,
Yeah. Bigger areas.
prime land.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with bigger motors, higher voltage. Yeah. But he does everything from
cool.
service calls to all of it.
So how'd that kind of work its way through the years of growth?
He's been a electrician almost as long as we've been together. So we've been together for 15 years.
In the business for 5?
Yeah. So he started his business about the same time, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's just steadily grown. We have a small little crew, like family to us. We love them.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Some of them we've known for as long as my husband's been an electrician. One of our journeymen, he was the journeyman for my husband as an apprentice.
Cute.
So yeah. So we've known all of them for, quite some time. But yeah, so he was an electrician at Clearwater Paper.
Okay.
And then slowly kind of started throwing around the idea of owning his own business. And he was able to go for almost a full year doing both, working at the mill and running.
With that shift too?
The shift kind of helped because he had 4 days off. So he was able to kind of fluctuate a little bit. But yeah, so now
Full time now.
he's 100%
Business.
into the business. It's our third kid. It's our baby. I do a lot of the backside.
I was gonna say, yeah, your portion in it
Yeah.
is the backside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever do marketing for it?
A little bit. I need to be better about it. My husband reminds me pretty frequently. I'm pretty good at doing my own stuff on Facebook and Instagram with my properties. But yeah, I definitely need to do more on his.
That thing's going by again.
Makes me feel bad. What's
I know,
happening?
like, what's happening?
It's got to be going to the hospital.
Yeah. There's no way. That's like, what, 3 times now?
Yeah.
Jeez. Zero.
Yeah,
You're
he's
gonna have to
content.
fix that.
He's content in his game.
The helicopters.
It's the chopper.
It shakes the table. Like, oh my gosh, how intense are we to the? I guess we are like
Right
a little
there.
bit.
You're
Closer.
in the
Yes.
path.
Oh yes, we're in the old Vine 46 building.
Yes.
That's where we're at.
It's so cool in here.
It's so pretty. I'm excited to see where it turns into and all that. And
Yeah.
with your electrical, you are on Main Street, share business.
Nope, not on Main Street. We're out in North Lewiston.
Oh, that K&G.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he does have his main office is on.
That's
Yep.
yes. I'm
Yep.
like thinking that.
That's his main office, and then he has shops and we share shops with space with them.
Got it.
Out there.
Have you always been there?
No, we were up on Thane for a little bit, and prior to that, I was just at our house while he was still pretty small.
Yeah.
We started adding a crew and employees. It kind of changed things a little bit.
Yes.
So
Were you involved in any of that? Like buying of the building and
we haven't bought in the building
Okay,
yet. He's
okay.
kind of floated around the idea of purchasing one. With
Good.
time, we'll get there.
sure.
We really focused on just getting a good crew of people we trusted, and just building the business. Like we offer medical for our employees. They have simple IRAs. Yeah, we just try to be really good to them. And
Well, it just seems like nowadays everyone's switching, all the time.
yeah,
They were saying statistically, like people in our age won't stick through a job
yeah,
the whole career, like one. So I'm sure that's difficult to find long-term people.
Well, and electrical in general is really odd in this town because there's quite a few shops, but as the industry is going, there's not as many electricians coming in as there should probably be.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they still do the classes at LC?
Yeah, they have 4-year apprenticeship that they do, and they work during that time, and they have so many hours they have to meet in residential and commercial
Interesting.
before they can take the final test to become a journeyman.
Is that what your husband did?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in order to start his business, he went even further and got his master's.
Oh, wow.
So he's a master electrician.
Master electrician. I can go to a room and just be like, yep, nope, that's wrong.
Yeah,
It's wild.
I know.
I'm sure you're like that too with houses.
Well, yeah, when he was first getting going,
Yeah.
he was doing, new builds. I'd go pull wires on weekends.
Dang.
Our boys would just come with and clean up around us and help pull wires. Our 14-year-old still does.
Wow.
He doesn't look forward to it, but he'll be digging
I'll
a lot
do
of
it.
ditch this summer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he got his first taste of it this last
Oh,
weekend.
dang.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just such an advantage, to have that kind of all in under your belt and
Yeah.
the knowledge that you have, especially with new builds or even, do you contract him out for anything for like your clients?
I do occasionally.
Okay.
I try not to.
I don't know what like the
Yeah, I try not
rest
to
of-
use him all the time. It kind of depends. There's other electrical shops that I do.
situational though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's other ones I will call. We don't do a lot in Washington as a business.
Okay.
So there's a couple of
All Idaho then.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep. So there's a couple of guys over on the Washington side that I will call
Yeah.
when I need some
Oof.
electrical done.
With your years of experience with your, dad and just all that, have you ever considered doing it like as that bit, like the build portion of it, you do the no?
Really. I've
I
seen
was gonna say, what are
kind of
some
how that goes
downfall?
for some people, and it can be a really stressful situation.
What are some downfalls?
Well, it just kind of depends. I mean, a client could fire you.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's
Midway.
that could be an issue. I don't know. I've thought about flipping properties, but I also try to take into consideration my parents didn't own a home until they were probably in their 30s. And so I see what the prices of homes are going for right now. And I see my younger brothers who are not able to purchase a home because of the cost. So I feel like it's a catch-22 because you're flipping this house to make money, but then these younger kids, new buyers that are coming into the market can't afford those homes.
No. And
So,
anything that is in their realm isn't even
right.
lookable. You can't even
Right.
go.
Yeah, because then you get into the FHA and
Yep.
VA standards,
Oh, yeah.
and it's completely out of their ballpark.
Especially when it hits that appraiser and it's like,
Yeah. It won't qualify.
it won't qualify.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. So I kind of see it from multiple sides. And so I love the idea of maybe someday eventually buying a house, something small,
Yeah.
not so much to flip, but maybe as something to use as a rental.
Like a
Yeah. With the intentions of down the road, my kids could live in it.
there you go.
And they can rent it.
Yes.
And then, it's always a retirement too down the road.
Absolutely. Builds wealth.
For sure.
I'm feeling that now. Like if I was to qualify with my husband, to buy the house that we're in today, now,
Yeah.
oh gosh, no. It's
I know.
bad.
We talked about that the other day because we're in the middle of getting ready to start building a shop. We just did all the permits today with the city,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
Oh god.
And
What it's worse now.
Well, yeah, and they're asking us like, is it a stick built? Is it pole? Okay, well, if it's going to be stick built, this is going to be kind of what we're going to say it's worth.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like thinking of that and knowing what the market's like and what my house could sell for. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
But then where would you go?
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, we do own property.
Oh, that's nice.
We inherited it. We didn't purchase it.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it's always been the dream someday down the road to build there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. It's just sitting there.
How do you go through with first time home buyers in like their, I hate to say burst their bubble of well, this is, what they haven't even looked into maybe financing and they're just
That's the first thing I always send them
okay.
to.
Yeah.
I try not to be the one that bursts their bubble, but I tell them just
You have to.
let's see where we're at,
Uh-huh.
what we need to work at. If it's not the price range you want to be, let's talk about how to get there and what we need to do.
Oh yeah. I've had it. I can't even 50-50 of them reaching out before they've had any financing. Oh yeah, I'm looking at this house specific.
Yep.
And
And you just crush them.
I crush it.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Oh, I still to this day with my buyers, I have a couple right now that we've been dabbling, looking at houses. She knows what she's been pre-approved for.
Okay.
So we've been looking.
Yeah.
It's not quite what she wants.
For
For that price. And so we kind of, I've shown her properties that are a little bit more. But I always tell them before we even look, I'm like, I don't want you to fall in love with this house and you're going to have high expectations and not be able to afford it.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
That's the fear.
I know she can. It's the only reason I do.
Mm-hmm.
If it's somebody I know that can't, I just straight up tell them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Give them to them straight.
Because then they sit there and they compare every home that they're looking at to the one that they can't get.
They love.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
And then they have kind of a grudge towards you.
Yeah. It feels like, everyone has to be mad at someone. I don't know if you get that too now, but
For sure.
But to be able to be straightforward with your clients instead of just, dabbling or tiptoeing around. Oh, I guess, yeah, we can go look at it.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, especially first-time home buyers. You're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. With actually selling a house, when you go in, are there things that you just require right off the gate, that needs done? Or do you kind of just how they want to sell it, how it is?
I'll mention things.
Okay.
Like I typically, when I get approached from somebody and they want to sell, I always schedule a time to go out and see the property before we really discuss numbers. I have a ballpark when I typically go, knowing kind of
pulling comps.
Yeah, kind of pulling stuff without really seeing it. But it's not until I actually see it and I'm like, okay, well, if you want to go FHA, you can't have chipped paint anywhere
At all.
on this property. It can't even be on the fence post.
No, no.
It's nowhere can there be chipped paint. So like I'll have conversations when I know it's related to the appraisal.
Yep.
It's stuff I know
That's cool though that you kind of think that far ahead.
yeah. And just letting them know, okay, this is definitely
VA.
Yep. I just closed. Oh, I'm closing on a VA one right now.
Good.
That's going to be.
It's also loud. So many new noises.
I know. It's just a
Ride
happening
racing out
spot.
there. Wait until we get like this actually opened up and
I
have
know.
people in here. It's gonna be so cool. But
I can't wait.
I know.
I love a good outdoor patio in the summer.
I know. Darrow.
I'm just such a homebody. I got to drag myself out.
Are you in town?
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know. Are you? Do you have chickens? Do you have farm animals? Do you have all the livestock?
That relates me to chickens. It's
I feel
so
like you
funny.
have this like chicken
It's so sad.
mom vibe.
Hey, I have had chickens for a very long time. I've had a whole flock of chickens.
I felt it.
Yes. But I actually just had to get rid of all of them.
Oh no.
Because we're building a shop in our yard.
Oh, so all the
And so I don't have enough yard space for all the things.
no.
And I'm like, it's kind of to the point where I'm kind of over the mess.
Yeah.
And I want garden space and I want a nice yard because we do plan on selling this house.
Yeah.
So
Eventually. Well, yeah, you have that vibe. Do you?
that's hilarious. Yeah. Yep. I actually, all my friends, like my boys did 4-H and they did chickens. We've since moved on to pigs now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I know from just working with your mother-in-law that just the cow thing. No, the pig thing.
Yeah,
I said cow
pigs.
thing. Yeah, pigs.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. My mother-in-law raises
Yep.
pigs. Yeah. My son actually just helped participate in the birthing.
The piglet thing. Oh
Yes.
my god.
So he got to go out. Thankfully, he didn't have school that day. So it just kind of worked out perfectly.
cool.
President's Day. So I told him, I'm like, you have to name them all after presidents as they come out.
That's hilarious.
And so he was like slowly naming them.
Cool.
But yeah, so he was involved with the
Fun.
whole process. And then he's been out there with immunizations and
It's a
all
lot.
the things. Yeah.
I'm from the prairie, and we had friends that had pig farm in like right as you're going into Grangeville,
Okay.
and so I definitely grew up seeing all that. And I had friends that had a dairy farm that were our neighbors, and then just we had a family member that had hound dogs, just
Oh.
18 hound dogs, and I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of town do we live in?
It's not
But you
steady.
just seem like that, that type of.
Oh, yeah. I tell my husband all the time, eventually one day when we build on our property, I will have Highland cows. I just want the fluffy cows.
The fluffy cow, the bangs.
I want them so bad. Years I've wanted them.
That's
So
cute.
someday.
So do you dabble in anything in like community related things or in town? Like, I don't know,
Little bit.
a little bit.
I think I used to be better, but as like real estate really started to take off, I kind of slowed down in those areas and I need to find a better balance.
Yeah.
But I loved being involved with the fair and the 4-H and the kids. That part I absolutely adore. But other than that, I need to be better.
I'm dabbling in it a little too, and
Yeah.
how much I feel like hopefully it'll give my name out there more and all this stuff.
Right.
But this town's super close knit oriented. Oh my gosh.
We just
What
picked
is
the
it
night.
happening? Maybe they're practicing.
Either
I hope
that
it's
or-
nothing bad.
I know.
Oh
That's what you think.
no. Anyway,
Yeah, I need to be better. And I think a lot of it is finding that organization in town that kind of fits. Yeah.
Mhm. There's so many.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh.
And I hear about them and I get invited to things all the
Mhm.
time. And I need to be better about putting myself out there. I am very much so a hermit.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not, but it
not.
doesn't work too well with my job. So I need to be better. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not kind of in that.
Yeah. And because it seems like a lot of things are on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Like they have the 100 women group, and then the chamber does their oh gosh, what is it?
after hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't, on Thursdays, I do game night at the brewery. And so I just feel like I miss out on so much from
Yeah.
that I try to dabble in a little bit here and there.
I always have the mom guilt.
Mhm.
I feel like evenings are kind of sacred for my family.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to pull myself.
Break that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to constantly see me on my phone or I want them to see that I'm driven and I have a career and I'm successful at it, but I want them to also remember their favorite meals
Yeah.
and
Know when mom is always, there for
Yeah.
them. And
I all the things. Like
Mhm.
I love creating memories for my boys. I'm the worst. Like every birthday there is a house filled with balloons.
the whole, no,
Yeah.
like I was always like a party every 3 years or something. And
Yeah, we don't always do parties. I let them pick what they want to do. Sometimes it's just a slumber party. Sometimes it's just dinner with the family. It's up to them.
That's
It's
cute.
their day. But even like Christmas is my favorite. I do try to take the month of December off from
The
real
whole month.
estate
Wow.
and try to be home as much as I can because they're out of school for
Yeah,
and they're
2
only
weeks.
little for so long.
God.
You only get so many Christmases with them believing in
You're gonna get all.
I'm the worst. Like, and it's so funny because my husband was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
And so he did not participate
he
in
didn't
holidays.
know.
No.
Yeah.
And he even gets balloons on his birthday and
Oh,
Christmas gifts. And the first year we were together, he got an Easter basket and was totally caught off.
he's just like, what
Is this for me?
Oh, that's so
And
sweet.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's
it's that.
holidays are my favorite.
We try, I mean, our littlest is only 3. She's a whirlwind, and I'm sure whatever she wants to dabble in her life, we will be right there with her. But our son's in hockey, loves it.
Time consuming.
Super time consuming. But it is nice though that I can work and do things
Everywhere.
as long as there's a good Wi-Fi and
Yep.
some things that I have to, have a very secure Wi-Fi. I'll just say to my coworkers, can you do that real quick? Because it's major.
Right.
But it just, we want our son to know like whatever, like he's super passionate and,
Yeah.
we're dedicated to being there right there with him.
Yep.
And
Making it happen.
making it happen. And
Yep.
and so it's nice too because winter is our kind of busy time with hockey, but I also do wedding makeup. So
Yeah.
summertime is just I'm very busy on weekends, and then he loves golf. So that's kind of our evened out.
Yeah.
But finding that again balance to home life and kids and yeah, I am gonna throw a fit a little bit because of how many days of school they were out this month. It's not even, it's halfway, but they had a half day today.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
2 days last week.
I don't
They
understand.
have a whole week off at the end of
Yeah.
the month.
And it's
Yeah.
Easter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this month?
Yeah.
This
It's
is
just
bull.
chaos.
It's bull.
Yep.
I put
We're
my
just
foot.
chaos coordinators. That's all we are.
Can we have that as like
I think I have that
T-shirt?
on my Facebook. Chaos coordinator.
chaos coordinator?
That's all I do.
It really is.
Yeah.
And just trying to, like, if I was back at my old job, I wouldn't have any time to take a vacation, like, with my family. It would all have to be just, picking them up from school. If there's the half days, there goes part of that. And it's just
Yeah.
finding that career that really has been more flexible
Yeah.
in all of that.
And I think that's more of a generation thing too. I think a lot of people in our generation is really starting to think family first.
Yeah.
And trying to find flexibility that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I'm trying to think back to when, my mom stayed home for quite a bit when I was young and my sister was young, but then she was right back into the workforce, and it was very, my parents worked, and the only times I would like have anything to do was if I signed up for sports or signed up for stuff. It was like that was, my parents were always working, or I always,
Yeah.
but to be able to bring that to your kids, what is something that you're going to try to engrave in their like upbringing with like housing and all that? Are you going to educate them on things, or
For sure.
have you already started?
We started savings accounts for our kids pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
They're boys. Boys don't really care about that kind of stuff.
I really don't.
They
Just
just
sleep on a mattress.
they just care about food and
No hand towels.
yeah.
No pillowcase.
Like, please go take a shower. Like, nobody wants to smell that.
Oh,
We're really starting to enter the teen years. And so, I mean, I will, and my husband and I have these conversations about like what we will do and how we will help and kind of establishing that for them and, talking about possibly buying a house down the road as a rental. And, that could be something they could live in. It's just, who's to say what the market's going to be like?
Yeah.
I mean, you can only prepare them so much.
Yeah. How did it affect you during everything that, post COVID, I guess I'd say?
So I actually started real estate before COVID. So I got like a real traditional market
And then into the
before.
crazy. So you kind of, you knew what normal was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to kind of get a really good grasp of what it was naturally like, what it was supposed to be like. And then COVID happened and I continued to work through COVID. I had a lot of learning moments through COVID because I was trying to be a mom and trying to take care of my kids. And then I had clients who needed my full time, all my attention. And so I really had to figure out how to balance that stuff pretty quickly. Because before it wasn't an issue. And then COVID happened and it kind of everybody went into a frenzy.
Yes.
And then after COVID, yeah, that was just chaos.
It affected everybody.
I feel like I still have a little bit of PTSD from
I'm sure.
from post-COVID.
Sure.
Yeah, and then last year was every year I've gone up.
Great.
So
Since you started.
yeah, I'm kind of hoping to level out a little bit this year and create more balance. I want to be able to help my husband more with the electrical business.
Because you do like the back end stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I help with all,
Payroll schedules.
not so much. I kind of let him dabble more in that because I'm not really in the shop as much. So he's able to kind of dictate who goes where, and he knows who does better residential, commercial,
All that
stuff. So he really does all of that. It's really his company. I just try to help be his backbone and support him and
So nice.
help him grow. Yeah.
Sweet though.
Yeah. Real estate was always supposed to be fun. It was never supposed to be like a serious job for me. It was just supposed to be like an outlet.
I can do it here and there, and
Yeah. But it is a full-time job.
Yes, it is. with the market the way it's been going,
Yeah.
what are you seeing right now?
It's getting busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listings.
Yeah, I got a couple of listings going up. I'm actually working with more buyers this year than I ever have before,
Really?
which is a little different for me. I've always dabbled more in the listing side
Okay,
than in the buying side. So
sure.
I'm always down for learning curve.
Do you prefer listing?
They both have their negatives and their positives. I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to go and be with people and look at different houses and socialize. When you're listing, sorry. When you're listing, it's just very standard.
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
And with the contingent sales of stuff, how do you kind of negotiate that way? Like, what if someone comes in and they don't have their contingent, but their house isn't up on the market?
It kind of depends on the house. I always ask for the address of the house that's going to go up on the
And you
market.
look into that.
I try to see what we're dealing with and how to approach it because it's different for every
Sure. Oh, yeah.
for every client. 9 times out of 10, I'll put a bump clause on it that we will consider accepting,
Sure.
but we will continue to actively market the property.
Sure. If anybody else is interested in.
Yep. I always just try to work for my client and what they need and listen to their needs and wants.
Yeah.
And then just try to guide them and show them, explain to them where we need to go and how to get there.
Have you ever been on like the both ends of it?
Yeah, so dual agent.
Yeah.
A couple of times. That's a little bit more nerve-wracking.
I was going to say, yeah, because you're thinking of both of their.
Yep. And you basically just have to play the middleman. You
Yeah.
can't really say a whole lot of anything.
Wow.
You just write up contracts.
Negotiations, does that get just.
Not typically. Most of the time when you get a dual agent, I mean, I'm sure some people have experienced it differently, but 9 times out of 10 for me, it's always been, well, we want this property. So it's not too
Pretty
much. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not too much
Oh, that's
negotiation.
good.
Yeah.
And with the year coming up, well,
We're at the end of
granted,
the year.
I guess I can't. It's almost the end of March.
It's almost St. Patrick's Day and Easter.
I know. What is happening? I'm not ready.
No,
I'm still in December, January.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still getting my grippings.
With the year in the process,
Mhm.
is there stuff that you would like to share about, like goals or ideas or anything that you've got?
I've always just kind of gone with the flow. I mean, I have a goal for the amount of properties I want to close on for the year, but I don't try to be too excessive in the goal department. I keep it simple.
Like not too like extreme?
Yeah, I just try not to get too wrapped up in the goals.
Mm.
I like the idea of having something to achieve for, but at the same time, I want to keep it realistic for my family.
Like, I don't know. I'm one of those, if I hit a goal, then that's great. But if I don't, then I kind of put myself down.
See, I'm not. I am like the least competitive person.
Really?
My sister is super competitive. And so,
That makes sense.
yeah, I am not. I am definitely
Go with the flow.
Yep.
See how it goes.
Yep.
If it went this way.
Yeah. And just learn, okay, well, I didn't meet that goal. So, what do I need to pivot and do better?
Yeah. Love that. Confidence. Confidence is key.
I try.
No, I feel it. I try to tell people that at trivia or something. They're like, I don't know the answer. And I'm like, just confidence. Just go with it thinking you know it.
Yeah, just put something down. It's fine.
Yeah. Tears.
It's all for
We'll
fun.
wipe those later. Anyway, I feel like I've taken a huge chunk of your evening.
I didn't have to make dinner tonight, so it's
Good.
fine.
That's good. I know we don't have hockey on Wednesdays, so it's better for our family if we do it on these nights. But
Perfect.
I love that you got to be the first one in this new studio space.
Thank you.
I'm so happy I finally got you. I was going to say, how many months ago did I?
It's been a few months. I
been
think it was
reached out.
July of
Oh,
last year.
that's when I think we started was July or summer. June or July.
Oh yeah, I had it pinned in my text thread. I'm gonna message her back as soon as we get back from vacation. And I came back to
It's okay. I just jumped in and just, hey.
The day I left for vacation, I think I closed 3 properties.
Oh my
The
God.
day I left, I was calling the title company as I was like, I'm going to lose service. I just need to check on my clients.
Oh, so it was a bad day to ask you.
Like got my dog, the side-by-side on a trailer behind
Oh
me.
my gosh.
All the things.
Ready to turn off the phone.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But it's okay. And how, the fear or, the anxiousness,
I know.
how does it feel now?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, good.
I know.
Oh, good.
It's just my problem is just putting myself out there. And it was hilarious because I was like, I got to put myself out there more. I have to. And then you're like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? And I'm like, damn it.
That's a sign.
Yes.
I would take it.
Me. Can we just do
It's good
trivia
that-
night?
Good. We could do something this summer.
That'll be
That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
I just think, it's super exciting to get to know you and for how long you've been in the business and how well you're doing at what you're doing is just, I don't know.
Thank you.
I love it. But thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
This strong.